And without further ado, we're going to bring up our first guest, which will need a little bit of an introduction. So please give it up for our first guest.
In 1998, the British Secret Intelligence Service began a highly classified research program known only to a select group of elite scientists and espionage experts. Developed in near-complete isolation, the program aimed to create the world's most advanced camouflage and cloaking technology. Researchers pushed the human body to its limits, achieving feats of biological engineering previously thought to be impossible. They were able to transform the appearance of these brave men and women into something completely unrecognizable from the human form. They created a spy that was truly able to hide in plain sight. The world of espionage had been forever changed, but at what cost?
Oh.
Hello. My name is Roger Girkin. Thank you for having me. Thank you. Right, so, you might be wondering, what's all this about then? Right? There's a pickle on my screen, right? Well, I'm more than just a pickle. I'm actually a spy, right? I've spent multiple years. Here's my profile, right? As you can see, I'm a secret agent. I've worked with the Secret Intelligence Service in the Research and Development Department. Top clearance. My name is Roger Leslie Girkin. My code name, if you go to the next slide, is the Girkin. Yes, it is the same as my last name. That's because I'm a pickle. My last name is actually just a coincidence. I happen to have the last name Girkin, although I've been other foods. If we go to the next slide, you'll see I've been active for 5 years in the service, acting as a spy, a counterintelligence service member, and many other areas within the counterintelligence and intelligence community. My blood type is vinegar, 100% vinegar, yes. And, of course, my marital status is single. So that's a bit about me, right? I'm a spy. I'm going to tell you about a bit of my time in the program, right? Because you're wondering, how's this pickle a spy, right? What's going on here? Well, I'll clarify that for you. If we go to the next slide. Right, so I was part of a program that took human beings, right? I used to be a human and transports them. Their biology, right? Like you saw in the video, their biology was shifted and changed into different food items, right? So if you go to the next slide, you can see the program turned people into corn, right? That was an option. Next slide. Hot dogs, right? We all know hot dogs, right? So part of the program, sushi was another one. I knew a guy who was turned into a piece of sushi, right? Next one. And of course, pickle, right? So that's me. So you're wondering, what is the British intelligence community doing turning people into foods, right? How could that be helpful? Well, this was part of a program used to spy on foreign diplomats, right? Huge, impressive people who are difficult to get in front of, right? And so we use this technology, right, to get in to the banquet halls, to the conferences, to the royal dinners and things like that. If you go to the next slide, you'll take a look at what I'm talking about here. Of course, we know who this is, right? On the right there, that's German Chancellor Angela Merkel, right? We all recognize her. Mm-hmm. But do you recognize in this photo the undercover spy who's sitting in the room right in front of you? I bet you didn't, but if we go to our next slide, there.
Oh my God.
Right there, yep. That bowl of bread is actually a British spy, a British intelligence agent, disguised as a piece of bread. So what this program did is it shrunk humans into the size of food, unrecognizable from a piece of food. You stick a piece of bread in the bowl, suddenly they're listening to all of the intelligence of that specific meeting. Right, next slide. Here's a photo. Oh, this was quite a disaster, actually. We sent an operative to North Korea, right? If you see here, that's Kim Jong-un inspecting a series of corn, right? If you go to the next photo right here, you'll see there's our agent right there in his hand.
In his hand.
That's right. Yep, that was one of our agents. Went undercover in North Korea, disguised as a piece of corn, right? They discovered quickly that one of the corns in their batch was an undercover agent. And so they rounded up all the corns. You can see them all there, rounded up in front of them, and started interrogating each corn one by one, saying, do you work for the British government? Do you work for the British government? Luckily, our man was able to get out of there safely, just in the nick of time, but that was a close call. We're seeing right there. That's him right there. We can go on to the next slide. Okay, we all know this man, right? Vladimir Putin. Perhaps one of the greatest oligarchs, one of the most powerful men in global geopolitical spheres, right? But do you see in this photo the British spy? Does anyone spot the British spy? You see, there's only one man, but if we go to the next slide,
It's a glass.
boom, there he is. That's right. That's our man right there. The veg on the fruit platter. Now, no one expects the veg on the fruit platter because you say, well, no one's eating the veg, right? They want the fruits. They want the watermelon and the regular melon and the grapes, but no one's eating the veg. No one is expecting the veg on the plate, and that's where our boys are right there. So now that you have sort of an idea, this is what can go wrong, right? So here's a picture of what happens after your body is going through these transformations over and over again. We're running, sometimes 5, 6, 7 missions in a single week, right? Transforming quickly back and forth between a man and a pickle, back and forth between a man and a piece of sushi, or a man, or in this case, my friend Ryan Scott, he was transformed into a lettuce. Well, when he got transformed back into a piece of lettuce, or back into a human from a piece of lettuce, something went wrong. Look at him there. Just a face on a piece of lettuce, right? Extreme agony for him, right? He's got a human face so he can scream and talk. Well, that's pretty bad, but look at this next person right here.
Oh,
right, this
God.
is...
Oh, no.
Yes, I know, it's graphic, but this is the reality, right? This is what we're dealing with. So this right here is a friend of mine, Candace Clive. She was an undercover operative. She was disguised as a croissant for an undercover operation in France. When we tried to cover her back, when we tried to change her back into a human from a croissant, this is what happened. She came back with just a bicep and an eye. So, what have I done? Well, I've gone out and written a book, right?
Oh.
I've written a book about my experience so that I can share my experience with the people at home. It's called Out of the Jar, the incredible true story of a man who was once a pickle and a beginner's guide to espionage, international espionage. So it's a memoir. It's a bit of a memoir about my experience serving with the British Secret Intelligence Service, but it's also a step-by-step guide so that you can understand how to be a spy just like me. Some tools, some tricks that'll maybe get you out of a bind. I sell this book on my website. If you go to my website, next slide, you can buy 2 books for the price of 1 right now. That's just for you at home. If you're watching right now on everything now, if you go to my website, Roger Girkin at Girkin.net, you can buy 2 of these books out of the jar for the price of, next slide, there it is, $39.99, right? So that's 2 books. You get 2 books. That's like 2 books for $20 each.
Pretty expensive.
But you're getting 2 books for the price of $40. That's a good deal. But
$20 per book.
you might be saying to yourself, well, what's going on here? I thought this was an educational program. And it seems like this man is just coming on here to sell his book, right? Well, there's where you're wrong, right? Because I am trying to sell my book, and it's a great book, and I implore you to go to your nearest audio book or freestanding bookseller and pick up a copy. But if you don't do that, I want you to go home feeling like you were informed. So if we go to our next slide, there it is, a free demonstration, right? So I am going to take you through a free demonstration of some of the tactics and tacticians that I use, the strategies that I used in my time as a spy for the British Secret Intelligence Service. So one demonstration I'd like to run with you here on Everything Now live is an interrogation scenario, right? So part of my job when I'm going behind enemy lines is occasionally, like my friend in North Korea who got caught with the corn, sometimes you're going to get caught. Right? It's just a reality of being a spy. Occasionally, they're going to capture you. They're going to drug you. You're going to fall asleep. You're going to be hazy in the memory, right? You're going to come to in a scary room. Maybe there's a chair. Maybe there's a desk. Maybe you're shackled to the desk, right? But you're going to have to remember, what type of food was I? And what have I done wrong? Right? You're going to have to know those 2 bits of information in order to escape, right? That's very important. And so, what I'd like to demonstrate for you right now is how I escape from these scenarios by figuring out what type of food I was transformed into. Maybe it was a pickle, maybe it was a piece of corn, and then also what type of crime or reason that I've been obtained and shackled into this scenario, this interrogation scenario. So what I'd like to do now is I'm going to leave. I'm going to take a step outside the door, right? And then you at home and you on the panel are going to decide together a type of food that I would be disguised at in this scenario. It could be any type of food. Doesn't matter. I will decide, or I will discover over the course of the interrogation what type of food I am, and you'll also decide on a specific crime, right? So you in the chat at home, choose, not right now, don't let me see it. I'm going to step outside the door so that I can't see what the information is, and then once that happens, I'm going to guess which type of food that you've decided, and I'm also going to know which type of crime that I've committed. Does that sound good? Does that sound good to you on the chat?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Wonderful. Excellent. Okay. So I'm going to step out now. I'm going to step outside. When you guys have decided the type of food and the type of crime, just give a rap on the door. I'll come back in and we'll start this interrogation, right?
All right.
Very good.
Yeah,
All right.
Absolutely.
See you later.
All right, guys. So you heard him. Oh, and there he goes. So pick a food that our friend has been turned into, and also a crime.
What do we think? There's all kinds of food. Sour Patch Kid I'm seeing in the chat is
the
good.
chat says Sour Patch Kid.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds pretty good.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, we should run with that.
Want to
Maybe.
just run with that? I mean, that's the first.
Sure. What kind of crime did he commit?
Espionage?
I guess espionage.
Espionage. Maybe a specific kind. Oh,
Yeah.
there's
Corporate.
vehicular horse slaughter.
Registered.
Arrested for trying to arrest someone. So
Okay,
sort
like
of
a false
arrest
citizens-
inception.
Yeah. What's parricide?
Parricide? I think. Oh, I was thinking patricide is killing your
Oh, maybe
father,
that's
but
it.
parricide, I don't know.
Huh.
Potato that threw trash on the ground. So littering.
A great
Sig Lord,
suggestion
great
all in its own.
package.
I think we're sticking with the Sour Patch Kid.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
But potato, amazing
I like
suggestion.
where you're coming from. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dance the entire night away.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
What about loitering?
Loitering's good. Eating too many pistachios.
Jaywalking is a serious
Let's
deal.
get a couple more in here, and then we're gonna make an executive decision.
Yeah.
And if you in the chat are feeling like you want one that you've seen it suggested by someone else, feel free to
Bump it up.
bump
Just go
that
ahead
one
and say
up.
it again.
Bump.
Litteroidering.
Wow. Litteroidering.
Hamburger writing a bad check. That's also, again, a great package one, but we're sticking with Sour Patch Kid.
Yeah, Sour Patch Kid just has such a specific set of characteristics.
And we also have petty vandalism from McRidgley. I don't know if that was mentioned.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's a good one. What are we thinking, guys? What do we think is a good one to give clues for? Let's see. We got
I like patricide.
patricide killing the father.
Mm-hmm.
We can do that. It feels like a Sour Patch Kid
Yeah.
would have some sort of
There's
vendetta
a paternal
against
issue. Yeah.
authority figure. So yeah, do we like that? Chad, are we good with a Sour Patch Kid who killed his father?
Great suggestions all around, everyone.
Yeah, excellent work. We've built quite a world already. I feel like there's a story to be explored in this small snapshot of an image we've created. But
Absolutely.
oh yeah, okay, cool.
Okay.
Well, oh
I
yeah,
like it. Thank
yes,
you.
we got a yes. Sounds good. Great. All right. Do you want to give a wrap on the
Awesome.
door? Are we all feeling ready?
Well, let's bring our friend back in.
All right, get in here.
Get in here.
Oh no, where I've
Got a
been
lot of
taken captive.
explaining to do.
Sit down.
And I don't
He's
know
sitting
where I
down.
am. And I don't know what I've done or what type of food I am.
All right.
I'm in quite a bind here. Well, why have you taken me capture?
Well, you were so nice at first. You were so sweet.
Yeah, you're smiling at us and
But then things changed real quick.
Absolutely.
Right. I was very sweet, almost like
At first.
like a piece of candy, almost.
Could be.
Yes.
Could be.
Could be.
Could be. Well, I'm sorry that your feelings that I've been sweet have been soured. But
They have been soured.
They have been
And
soured.
for someone
All right, young man.
someone so young.
Young man, you cool it.
And it appears that I'm also a young person.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is very.
You should
interesting.
know that, young person. What do you mean it appears I'm a young person?
Of course. Yes,
Don't
I'm.
you know what you are?
Of course I do, and I am a small piece of candy.
That's right, but
A sweet piece of candy. Perhaps a type of candy that is sweet and then sour, or sour and then sweet.
that's
a
you're
pro.
describing yourself so far, you traitor to some nation.
Sick
Of course, and that is why I'm here, right? Because I was a traitor.
Oh well, you're a traitor to your own I would say, more than anything else.
Yeah. I mean,
Right. Okay.
It's just disgusting what you've done. Usually, the ties that bind.
you're kind of so colorful, and yet
Of course,
you're
yes.
so
And I've got
betrayous.
many colors, and one of them is red or green or blue.
That's many colors.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
You've listed
Yes.
many colors.
Basically
Now
you
a
said
rainbow.
Now
one
I have
color,
a
and then you
betrayal.
said 4 colors.
Of course. And therefore I am a sour worm. And
Ooh, you're sour.
And
Of course I am.
I call you a worm, but not literally.
When I look
Right.
at you, I see a worm. After I heard what you've done, I thought, even
Just
though
gotta
he looks so sweet and cute with his little face and his little arms,
yes, oh, of course, and I have tiny little arms because I am a Sour Patch Kid.
You
yes.
Yes.
bastard.
Yes, I've
You
discovered.
bastard.
I mean, I have known all along that I was a Sour Patch Kid, but that's not the only reason that I am here. I'm a Sour Patch Kid who has betrayed someone in some way.
Oh, you've betrayed the most important person.
I didn't think a
Or
kid was
people
capable
in
of
your
this.
life.
Yeah.
It's
I've
to come
betrayed
into this
my
world.
own friends who are also Sour Patch Kids.
the closest friends you could have. Ties that run deeper than even the other children.
They taught you
around.
how to play catch, man. They taught you how
Of
to play
course,
catch.
and I've betrayed my baseball teammates, and that is why I'm locked away and being interrogated.
Not
because
just your
I am-
baseball teammates, perhaps the coach who signed up only when he heard you were interested.
My God, I've betrayed
It's this.
my T-ball coach, and I am a Sour Patch
Oh.
Kid who has betrayed his own T-ball coach.
Yes, but your T-ball coach happens to be the person whose van you arrived to practice in,
Aha!
who put your favorite goldfish crackers in the center divider and is ready to pull them out whenever.
and cut off the crust
My-
on your sandwiches like you liked.
God, my T-ball coach is also the bus driver.
God damn it! What kind of bus drivers have you had,
That is
kid?
that is sick.
This guy wrote a book on the subject.
I'm a Sour Patch Kid who has betrayed my own baseball
can't
bus
believe-
driver coach.
I can't believe you won't even name him as what he is.
Him, yes, of course, it is
Him
a
and
man.
her. Him and
Right.
her. The ties that bind you are deeper
Right.
than almost any bond.
Blood.
Blood,
thicker
yes, and of
water.
course, and that is why I've accidentally, or perhaps purposely, betrayed my own parents.
Yes.
And I'm a Sour Patch Kid.
What did you do to them?
I betrayed them at the baseball
You
game.
betrayed them in a final way.
Right, and
The most
at the
final
end of the
ways.
baseball game, I betrayed them.
That is
in the
when it
final-
happened, yes,
In the
but-
ninth, at the bottom of the ninth inning, I betrayed
You're
my
not wrong.
parents, and I am a Sour Patch Kid.
You betrayed them in such a brutal way,
Right.
too.
I killed them.
Yes.
Yes.
I
you
killed
did.
my yes.
What the fuck?
Yes, exactly. I killed my parents, and I am a Sour Patch Kid, and they are my coach at a baseball game.
That we came on organically.
That was kind of
Right.
part of it already.
That
And
was
that's-
not part of it.
And that is how you do it, folks. And so, using that information, now that I realize that I am a Sour Patch Kid who has betrayed my parents, maybe at a baseball game, or maybe it was at another place, I'll be able to
Perhaps.
use that information and escape. Right? So, so
Wow.
that. Thank you. Yes. Whoever Ronky. Yes, Ronky 472. That entire section is in the book, but there's plenty more in the book. So don't feel like you've learned it all from that. I know you've learned a lot from that quick demonstration, but there's plenty more.
That was
There's
incredible.
plenty more in the book for you to discover there. So I encourage you to go online and buy my book Out of the Jar.
I hope we did okay for you as interrogators.
Yeah, I'm not.
If I
the
speak for
most
myself, I
gifted.
Thank you.
never,
Well done to the panel. Please give it up at home for our interrogator panel. They did a great job interrogating me.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
I don't. Who could be clapping?
I don't.
Who is?